Okay, so whilst I'm in this thing, let's talk about something that's not about what I normally talk about. So let me tell you about the time that basically I made friends with a dead person. So I used to work for a radio station, and the whole radio station was in this place, this big old house, right? And it had got an annex on the side that was newly built where all the actual radio station bit was. But in the old house, that's where the admin and that's where all the business shit went on. I was an admin assistant in there and I worked on the top floor, right? Now, I've said, like, if you know me from Facebook, you'll know that dreams have a massive part in my life. Like, shitloads of stuff. In fact, if you follow my YouTube channel, you'll know that dreams have a massive part in my life. Anyways, I dreamt, right, one night, like, there was this huge, like, there was a what's it called? Hold on a minute, let me just. There was a you know those windows, a stained glass window, right? And it got this big staircase that went up and around and up on this staircase, right? So I've been working there for a while. One night I had this dream that there was like a swoosh behind me. The next thing I knew, I was clinging onto the top of these stairs to within an inch of my life, and I was being pulled down this massive staircase, right? And I woke up fucking trembling and whatever. Anyways, I went into work the next day, and I went up the back, different set of stairs, right? To be fair, I got like a little different set of stairs, but there was a window open, and there was this whoosh behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, this just reminds me of the dream that I had last night. So I went back into the place that I was working and spoke to the secretary, and I'm like, oh my God, I've just remembered this dream that I had last night, like literally. And she's like, oh my God, you would not believe the thing of this place, you know, the history of this place. Apparently this building was known as the House on the Hill. It's Granville House, I think, known as the House on the Hill. And basically posh gents used to go there for musical soirees where they would then be entertained by the young ladies who served them, if you get my drift, right? And apparently this geezer got this young girl pregnant and threw her down the stairs, right? And like literally this whole fucking thing blew up. There's a girl that went on to become, I'm not going to name her, bless her, but her name's Sarah, but that's it. I'm not going to, if I say her last name, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, right? But she went on to become a weather girl for ITV. Then we got like all of these people that were working in this radio station were like, I'd got a guy, I think his name was Ivan. He went on to become a DJ there. Like, we'd all got into this big fucking conspiracy thing. Not conspiracy. It's like nobody was conspiring. It was just a ghost story of monumental proportions. I remember Sarah coming into me one morning and saying, like, you're talking about that, like I've heard that you're like researching this shit. She obviously worked in the new part of the building where there weren't any ghosts. She said she had to come into the old part of the building on in the early morning of the weekend when there were nobody here, and she could hear kiddies crying at the top. Now, where I lived, like the room that I was in, was right across from what used to be the old nursery and whatever. I remember walking into that building, that room one day, and literally I stepped one foot in that room and it just felt like I got 20 times the gravity of me. I threw down the thing I needed to throw on the table, and when I came back out of that room, it was just lifted. It was so fucking weird. Like, so many tales. There was like a DJ called Mike something that like used to work there, and he said that he was at the bottom of this staircase, and he went and he was just going to, because there was a, what they call them, vending machines at the bottom of the staircase. He was at the vending machine, and he said some woman could walk down the staircase and walk through the wall in front on him. There were definitely ghosts in that building. There will definitely still be ghosts in that building. They're not there anymore. The radio station isn't there anymore, but I would love to meet. Like, I'd love to just go there and knock on doors and say, like, mate, have you met Emily? I called her Emily. So, like, shit happened whilst I was there. So, like, I'd walk out, I'd switch on the light for the light, go down, go into the room where the DJs were, come back into the old building, go up, light wasn't on anymore. I'd switch the light back on, but when I got to my level, there was no change in the light switch. It was still on exactly where I'd put it to go down. Shit like that. Small stuff, right? Small stuff. But one day, and this is where we're getting with the whole thing, right? Well, no, actually, let's go a bit more into it. Let's do this just in case the video runs out. So, one day, I'm there, top of the building, right by the nursery. That's where we worked, right by, on the other side of the nursery. The nursery is the bit where I literally physically couldn't walk into the room. Nobody else on that top floor. I'm sitting there and I've got my back to the nursery and the little hallway that adjoins to it. I'm sitting there, typing away, doing my work, feeling, you know, when you feeling weird on my own. So I started going, whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head erect and whistle a happy tune so no one will suspect I'm afraid. And literally, I swear to God, clear as a fucking bell in my left ear, woman's voice went, "You're mad." I've never run so fast in my life. I have never I was down them fucking stairs like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, literally, that's the only time in my life that I've ever had that closer contact with the other side. I heard her. She said that in my ear. But running up to that, I'd made friends with this girl. I called her Emily. It's like, basically, this geezer got her pregnant and he chucked her down the stairs to get rid of both her and his fucking kid. Because he was married, he didn't care. Sorry if you think I'm just assuming this shit, but this is what I'd been led to believe by her spirit, right? During this time, I was going through a really bad breakup at the time. My daughter's father and I had split up. He was like, no, sorry, you're not getting any money for her. I'm not helping you to bring her up, right? He then went on and got mugged because I went into work and I'm like, this is just fucking sick, man. How can he get away with not paying any money? He got mugged. Then I got him a relationship with a geezer that owned 2 nightclubs, and he fucked me over as well. I went into work and said, like, what the fuck? I'm only with him because he's got 2 nightclubs. And within a week, he'd lost them both. On, like, literally, this earned me the nickname Scary Anne. Because it's like, if she whispers it, shit happens. And I swear it was Emily, man. I swear it was Emily. She's like, I've been wronged by men before. You get wronged by men, I've got your back too, my darling. Don't you worry. I didn't ask for any of that, but like literally, I said this geezer wronged me. This geezer wronged me. That is wrong in that building, and both of them got fucked over. Yes, it's probably coincidence. But it's that you can't say coincidence with that voice literally in my left ear, as clear as a fucking bell, like somebody had got their mouth next to my left ear when you're mad. And she's not the only person in my life that said it. Like, lots of people in my life have said it, but she's the one that really makes me, like, it's my ghost story. And I would love to go back to that building because I miss her. You know, like, I really got an affinity with her. You know, the switching on of the lights and all this kind of thing. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There were lots of other things that happened whilst I was there. And when I'd gone to the secretary and said, like, look, you know, like, this is just really weird. Like, you know, obviously word gets around a bit, the building and the company and whatever, and so many people were coming to me, and me and this, I swear his name was Ivan. I loved that lad, like, but I got the only job in my life I've ever been fired from. And do you know why? Because I sold an advertisement. I was the admin for the advertising thing. Somebody, like, I made mates with a geezer who was the script writer and whatever. He gave me a brief. I wrote it. It got sold. I got fired from my administration job because I was doing somebody else's job. Like, literally, my life is great, but I will always be incredibly grateful to Emily. She was my boo, man. She was my boo. And, like, she got killed for getting pregnant. If you believe in the esoteric shit, which I do. And there's no reason that I would have had that fucking dream of being thrown down a set of stairs under those circumstances. Like, if you come at me, like, not come at me, like, give me some ideas of why you can think that this would happen. I don't know how it is that this happened to me. I just know that I had this dream and it led on to an incredible set of circumstances that didn't end with her telling me that I'm mad, but I still love her and I always will. So, yeah, I'll expect the white coat in the morning. Love you all.